afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Monday, November 21st, 2022, at 3 p.m. Eastern. We will be having a Time for Change call this Wednesday night at 9 p.m. We also will be revealing on the Reverse Aging Health Call a tremendous breakthrough in assisting the human body. Will affect everybody on the planet on how their health operates. There are no limitations to the self except those we believe in. There are no limitations to the self except those we believe in. Seneca. There will come a time when we will have to look back at our entire lives and examine ourselves. Our minds may say at this time we were a success, and at that time we were a failure. We are the only ones who determine how we feel about ourselves. And this is based on how much we can love and accept ourselves. Every time our minds judge something is wrong about us, it is an opportunity for healing and deeper spiritual growth. We get to expand our perspective on reality and see that our lives are much bigger and brighter than we ever believed them to be. When we look back at our lives, we will see that some situations matter more than others. There might be that one special person in our past who we wished we would have opened our hearts to more, shared our vulnerability with, and spent more quality time with. There may be things that we did and said which we need to forgive ourselves for to be at peace inside. Whatever it is we feel that we failed at in our past, we do have the opportunity right now to change it. We are not dead just yet. There is still time. We can change how we feel inside about ourselves and our past. We can take action and have inner healing conversations that will liberate us forever. I invite everyone to take at least 20 to 30 minutes tonight before you fall asleep to look back at your past. Notice where you feel shame, blame, dread, loss, failure, or some massive pain of suffering. Feel deeply into these pains. Give them your full heart's attention. Breathe into them and give them space to be there. Notice what story you're holding on to that is making you feel this way. Perhaps you think you could have done things differently and are blaming yourself or blaming them for making you feel a certain way. Use this time to find peace with those people in your life, including you, need to forgive, even if they are dead. Imagine you picked up the phone and are having that actual conversation with them that leaves you feeling emotionally complete inside. It's all about finding inner peace within ourselves and believing they want you to find peace as well, because that is what will bring them more peace inside. For those relationships that you don't need to forgive, think about what is that new relationship is like that will make you feel more intimate, connected, and alive. What are the things you absolutely cannot talk about yet deeply need to? What little things bother you that they do or say which you need to let go of? Make it all about you, not about them. You have the power to change yourself. We all do. It's not our job to change them. We have the power to change ourselves, and it is not our jobs to change them. Do not start blaming yourself or them. This may be the most powerful week of your life. Take the risk to be real, to be courageous. You can do it. When we have those scary conversations that liberate us today, think about how good we will feel inside tomorrow. Get rid of those burdens and start communicating that which will bring you to forgiveness and true peace inside. If you look back and notice that you feel stuck working at a job that does not make your heart sing each morning, then it is time to look for something new right now. Ask yourself this very important question. If money and time were not issues, and I had the power and creativity to succeed at anything I wanted, how would I help the people of this world? Now, if you cannot get any ideas, think back to your childhood. What did you do that made you happy? What did you dream of becoming when you were innocent and fearless? Take 20 minutes to type out what you think this world needs to become a better place to live. If you could wave a magic wand and transform this world in any way, what changes would you make? Whatever answers you find are perfect for you. To change your career, simply look through your list and find out which one makes your heart sing the loudest. Then take inspired action steps every day towards making it come to life this week. Have you ever wanted to enlighten the consciousness of this world? Well, today must be all of our lucky day, because we've created a way for you to be able to shift things in a blink of the eye. When you look at this planet, when you take the time to look at it through your heart, mind, or around you, or look at all the brothers and sisters, all the gods within all the bodies, that we are all one and all connected. Even the lesser, even the mean, even the destructive. We all know that when we fight fire, so as they say with fire, really doesn't get us too far. When we fight anger with anger, it really negates itself. It never gets us too far. When we fight hate with hate, there is no opposite. There is no polarity. This feeds the very thing that this civilization does not care to engage. When we look beyond the body and we understand that within that body is a supreme divine being, all of us are the supreme divine being in these bodies. We are all connected, no matter how much we believe we are separate. We are one. When we come across negative, vile, destructive frequencies, energies, many of us will respond in that frequency of anger, frustration, fear, which will give that more. It's no different than when any of us, we don't know it, but when through our heart mind we express ourselves. We could be by ourselves. Something could tick us off. Something could make us angry. Something could make us frustrated or fearful. We don't know that we project that through the heart mind. We don't usually do it through the head. And what happens is that the universe hears this and sends more of it our way. None of us are exempt from this on this planet. Doesn't matter how much money you have. Doesn't matter what your status is. Doesn't matter what your physical power over others is. So it is a practice for all of us, because we're all moving as one. And we create this illusion with these bodies and this physical reality to entertain us, to challenge us, so that we can experience. That's all it is. And this journey is endless because we, the gods that we are in these bodies, are endless. We always have been endless. We are all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it's somewhere along the separation we forgot who and what we are. And we are on a rediscovery, and deeply grateful to be in these physical forms, to be able to rediscover that we are the God in the body. We are not the name. We are not the character. We are not the personality. Inside these bodies is the soul. Inside the soul is the God. Now, you can name it anything you want, whatever you choose. God, higher self, spirit, all one. So when we look at something, we see something, and our ego mind comes in, and we respond through what? The ego mind dictates to the heart mind. Do we feel frustration? We feel anger. We feel joy. Feel happiness, exuberation, bliss. And it's our choice. Every one of us. We choose. Whether we know it or not, whether we're cognizant to it, whether we are consciously aware of it, we choose. Only you can choose. When you're presented with anger, fear, frustration, and we all are, hurriedness, stress, anxieties, greed, manipulation, power, control. When we understand that we are in these bodies temporarily, they're like a suit that you get off of the hanger, and you put the suit on, and you experience the suit. Eventually, the suit gets to the point where it no longer fits you. So the suit is discarded, and you, the God, moves on. We're creating a powerful energy. We're moving it into form, and we're creating it into reality. And we are all experiencing it. On this planet, no matter how much the ego mind will try to convince you to exist in the past or the future, but not the now. It pulls us because we're so conditioned with it. Many of us know this. We know it. Many have not figured out the solution to it. Choosing to go within is a very brave step for mankind. We don't look upon it lightly because it is an unknown. Most of humanity will not step into the unknown because of the fear that the ego mind creates. If you stood on a cliff and you looked down into the black void, right? And you had no idea what was down there. And you saw people, few, jumping off that cliff into that void. You didn't hear them scream. They didn't make a noise. Total silence. You could figure out where they were going. Did they land? Or did they go too far and have to leave their bodies? But you hear no thuds. And repeatedly you watch people jump off that cliff into that void, and there's no screaming and no thuds. The majority of us are on the cliff standing there saying, no way, I'm going to do that. That's absolutely crazy. You don't know what's down there. You don't know if you're going to survive. And you know something, we don't. But we take the leap of faith in ourselves because we believe in the universe, and the ego mind will say to you, this is absolutely absurd and silly. When you're convinced of something and you believe it with passion, it will be. Period. It will be. If you fear intensely things over and over again, when one replaces the other, which replaces the other, which replaces the other, and you live in that fear, you will create whatever it is you fear. And everything that we do on this planet, everything, throughout our entire existence of humanity, has been done before somewhere else. Everything that we can think of has already been created somewhere else. Every species, every civilization, everything that we think, we create. We have been talking about the different bodies, right? What they mean, the layers, how to truly become free. What this civilization intends, through the heart-mind, with great faith, confidence, and trust in themselves and in this universe, will be done. So it is, so it shall be. When you briefly step outside, view the ego mind through the breath and the now, you begin to realize who created heaven and earth. You did. Where is the heaven? You are the heaven. The God within that body. You are the heaven. You are the divine. You're the all-knowing, all-seeing God. You are pure consciousness. You are beyond. And humanity is discovering this bit by bit. This is not through ego mind. This is not through gaining power and control over others. This is not about greed and avarice, manipulation and deception, destruction and annihilation. This is absolutely the polar opposite. We've been on a planet. We've been inhabiting physical form for countless eons, over and over and over again. We've been on a planet of an annihilation civilization, a self-annihilation, self-destructive civilization. The trick here is that the minority have led the majority into believing that. You've all heard the comparisons, right? You can program somebody from a young age. Little children, you program them, right? They're empty pictures, and they're filled up. And what they're trained to believe is a lie. So the civilization, the social structure on this planet, continues to deceive us all, manipulate us all, misdirect us, and continually convince us that the lie is the truth and the truth is the lie. Who's creating all this? What is it that creates all this for us? Is there some kind of a big bang out there? A solar flash that's going to save us all? Is going to refine us and engineer us to a higher standing and ethical level of being? No. You're the solar flash. You're the great central sun. You're the universe. The mind, do not rely on the mind to comprehend any of this. It is too small of a vessel to come even close to scratching the surface. The understanding of where we are going is beyond the beyond, the beyond. Meta, meta, meta. And this journey that we're all on, never ends. You go into these bodies, you leave the body. You go into other physical forms, you leave the physical form. You could have 1,000 bodies, 10,000 bodies. It's endless. Because we are beyond existence. We are literally beyond consciousness. And it's a collective understanding on this planet. As others wake up through their own volition, no one else's, and they begin to realize and start going within themselves and discovering or rediscovering who and what they are in that body. When we're at peace as a civilization, truly, the only way that that will occur is when we are at peace with ourselves. When we truly want to experience a deep love, first, it will be a deep love for ourselves, with ourselves. When we want to experience an unending bliss, a samadhi, we will first experience that with ourselves. Then with others. Then with others. And then with others. The turmoil on this planet, we've created. Can you imagine all the fear, anger, frustration, anxieties, stresses throughout the eons on this planet? Where does that go? Does it leave the planet? No. Where does that energy go? It just changes form. We repeat tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of years of those that came before us. Anger, fear, anxiety, death, destruction. And when we make peace with ourselves through our own direction and understanding, and then we discover the gods within us, this planet will then be a God planet paradise. You know why? Because that's what we wanted. And therefore, that's what we create. Have you ever wondered, how can such a small few on this planet control everything? Have you ever wondered that? Maybe at times you said to yourself, that's not possible. Something's not right. How can such a few low dark matter frequency control so much? We create things to challenge ourselves every split second in these lives, in all the lives that we've inhabited. We do it whether it's unconscious, subconscious, or conscious. Most of the time it's unconscious. We are constantly creating. Doesn't it make sense? The majority of humanity, the vast majority, is the power of creating everything. This small few that decide to do the opposite, rather than love, light, generosity, and humbleness, they choose to be destructive, death, manipulation, power, greed. And what they do is they guide the civilization. They guide the majority through the children, through their churches, through the educational system, through the medical system, through the life system. And generation after generation, it is a pre-programming. So literally, the civilization is on a continual direction of pure evil without knowing it. It's not a bad thing. It's an experience for us all. This is why so many of us are in a bicameral mode. This is why. Conditioning. You could take the two children that we've talked about. One can be just totally mistreated for years and years and years by their parents, told they won't amount to anything, that they're useless, all the bad things, no love given to them. The other child is the opposite, much love given, much appreciation, much openness and guidance and direction. So it's kind of a deconditioning of civilization. And how does that happen? First, we discover who and what we are. Then we realize how omnipotently powerful beings we are. And then through the heart-mind, we transform everything. Where there was evil and dark, there shall be light. What happens when you turn the light on? Darkness disappears, doesn't it? You can see. What do you think we're doing on this planet? We're turning all the lights on. Everywhere. Beneath, above, all around. We are turning all the lights on. And the interesting thing is, we've taken away the opportunity for the light to be overcome by the dark. This cannot be stated enough with this civilization. It is up to us. It's what we intend. It isn't by bombs. It isn't by planes. It isn't by threats and deception and fear. It's what we want to experience. Now, when so many are so deceived through being in unconscious mode, they're easily guided to create all the bad things that the bad want to have created. It boils down to the devotion and the commitment that we each make to ourselves. That we don't care to have that. We don't say we don't want. This is a habit for many of us where we say we don't want. When we say we don't want, the universe gives it to us. It isn't even debatable. So we focus on what we want. It doesn't matter what's going on around us. We created what's going on around us. Doesn't it make sense that we can uncreate it? Everything must change. Isn't it ironic that so many people on this planet are fearful of change? When we're changing every microsecond, every quantum quark, we're changing all rapidly. When you stand outside of something, you see all of it. When you're inside of something, you see very little. When you stand outside of you, when you focus on your breath and you move into the now, your choice, your decision to do so. And you know by focusing on your breath that you will be automatically in the now. But you also know that the ego mind is very progressive, very, very instrumental, because it's what it's done. It's what its function is. So it will constantly try to pull you out of the now. Constantly. Soon as it detects that you're going into the now. And you will continue to focus on the breath. And eventually, the ego mind will subside. And then you're able to view things. You watch, you don't judge, you watch. You watch things. We're all watchers. We just don't know it. So you could view this entire planet and say, this isn't how I care to have it be. This is the life I want to live. And project that life for yourself. Don't think that's not going to affect many others, because it will automatically, immediately begin to affect. Now, you may not see it, just like a pebble dropped in a pristine lake. You won't see the waves it creates going all the way to the shorelines. But it does affect many. Its intent, it is our intent, and the omnipotently powerful beings that we are, that will change this planet. It will change civilization. It will eliminate the current social structure, and a new one will replace it. Many of us on this planet have been convinced for generations that we were small and minuscule, powerless, convinced of it through the social structure that has been engineered and put into place to control the population of the planet, to deceive it through ego mind. And believe you me, when you do begin to see clearly through those little tiny dark holes in your eyes as the God that you are in that body, you then start to realize, I don't really care to create this type of a life anymore. I care to create this type of life that I want to live. Universe will respond by sending you everything that you will ever need to live that life, with no expectations and no attachments, to live that life, the life that you want to live. It doesn't matter if you're in a cave with no clothes, eating bugs off the ground. It has no bearing on that. You decide, so it will be. And the ego mind will constantly be there reminding you that is silly, it is ridiculous, it's impossible. And this is how we've been trained as a species, as a civilization, for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. In many lifetimes. There are those that will ask, what if I don't discover myself on who and what I am? What will happen to me? Nothing. You will eventually leave that body, and you will enter another one and start over. How many times will I have to do that before I will discover or rediscover who and what I am? No idea. Could be tens of thousands of lifetimes. Could be 10,000 lifetimes. Could be the next one. You see how living in the now for all of us is absolutely paramount. None of us know from second to second. We only know the moment. We savor each moment. And the deepest, deepest, deepest of pure eternal gratitude. We remind ourselves every moment how grateful we are to be in the very moment we're in. Things are changing on this planet. Why are they changing? Because of all of us. Because of you. You really want to know the truth? You really want to know how it vibrates? Move into your heart mind. You will know that what I am saying is absolutely true. Feel it in your heart minds. Feel this planet. Feel all the brothers and sisters on this planet, good, bad, or indifferent. It is a slight, at times, a tug of war with the ego mind. None of us are exempt from that. The fears, none of us are exempt from those fears. But it's how we discover who and what we truly are by going within, by understanding the different bodies within that we travel through, that we experience. Some think that, well, when I discover that I'm the soul within the body, that is at the end of the journey. The journey's endless, but you go beyond the soul into the God, which is in the center of the soul. When you look around you, can you see the air? No, we can't see the air. But you can see it move things, right? Storms, winds. You see things move. Trees move, grass moves, leaves move. Buildings move, roof move. The elements, right? Earth, wind, fire, water, ether, even wood, the elements. You're the elements. The elements are you. How do you think alchemy works on the body? All the people worried on this planet about all the things that are happening is at the end. Are we being lied to? When's this going to change? When is life going to get better? Why is this happening? Who's doing it? We are. Isn't it ironic? The very thing that we are disliking more and more is what we've created as a civilization, as a collective consciousness. And each one of us have the power and ability at a blink of the eye to shift it all. With yourself. Everything starts with you. Nobody else. You discover. You may meet other people that chime in and chime out that you learn from. You could be 90, meet someone 20, and learn a wealth of knowledge from the 120. Three seconds, someone comes into your life and leaves. A year, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 50 years. We are all in a learning mode throughout eternity. We never know it all. We're constantly expanding in different physical forms, different appearances. When you really, really, really come to the understanding with yourself that you, who you truly are in that body, never, ever, ever, ever ends. Your eternity. What do you think will transpire with the vast majority of this civilization when every single one of them discovers this? You see how we've been trained to connect with the body as the body being the only thing? Sure, you could say, oh, I know I'm not the body. Your heart mind, all of our heart minds are our guides. You could kind of say that our heart minds are a magic wand. Okay? We all know what a magic wand is. And through the heart mind, we can transform this world in any way we choose. We can transform this world through our heart minds in any way we choose. So you ask yourselves, what changes would you like to make? And whatever answers you find are absolutely perfect for you. Whatever it may be in your life. Not that you're completely grateful for the life that you have in this very moment, but you are now choosing to change that life. So you say to yourself, this is the life I want to live. And create it. Take action steps. The universe is going to send you a plethora of things to assist you. You'll be drawn to something, right? You might gravitate towards someone that you would never in a million years in your current life gravitate to, but then you find yourself gravitating to that. You ever said to yourself, I don't know, there's something about that person. I just want to know. And then the people that you never could stand to be around because they reminded you of things about yourself that you have not made peace with, and they're there to remind you of those things, you then start gravitating towards those people because you start to realize, I can learn a lot from them. They can learn a lot from me. Remember, your heart mind, all of our heart minds, which is the conduit to the God within us, nothing more powerful in existence and beyond, nothing more powerful. So your magic wand is your heart mind. And we can transform this world in any way we choose. There's no limitations, no matter how much your ego mind tries to convince you otherwise. I'll join you in a meditation. I'll return to close us out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose. And an easy and slow breath out of the mouth. Remain still. Enlightenment comes from consciously being in touch with the core of your experience. This core is where we evolve our consciousness. For today, search for the central core of your experience. This means that you drop out of your head and into your body, feeling what is truly happening inside it. Bring your attention into the center of your body throughout the day and welcome whatever shows up in there. Feel your heart and belly deeply, more so than ever before. Let this begin the path inwards where you discover the core of self-realization. Explore what it's like to truly live and breathe each breath, being in touch with the center of your being. Take this with you for the rest of the day into the evening and night, following morning. We will return here Tuesday, November 22, 2022, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call.